G'day, it's Simon Young here from iJump. Hope you're having a wonderful summer holidays. I know I certainly am. Today we have a special treat for you, part 2 of Marie's interview with Paul Reynolds, TV tech commentator and also joint MD of McGovern Online. He's going to be talking about should a blog be on your corporate website or separate? Is social networking a waste of time? And you'll love this, Generation X's dirty secret. So here's Marie with the interview.
Should you have your website here and your blog here, or should it be sort of linked? Or
I don't know. I think I'm still trying to figure that out. The place where I see some really interesting energy between is it a blog or is it a website is WordPress.
Right.
Because WordPress you can do some whole bunch of stuff. You know, you can not just run a blog, but you can put pages and you can completely skin it. So the marketers like all that. You know, you can. So it's a website, which is essentially the core. You know, the central pillar of it is a website, is a blog, but it's actually, you can put pages around it and all the rest of it. So I'm seeing WordPress as quite an interesting place to do, you know, if you want a website which looks like a blog or a blog that looks like a website, then try and find somebody who's really good at WordPress.
Now, do you think New Zealand, where do you think New Zealand sits with the blogosphere and also with social media in general?
Okay, we'll probably talk heaps about blogging. I mean, the other parts of the social media world that I just don't adore are the, if you like, the what I call the collateral places, which is like Flickr or Delicious and stuff, or YouTube. These collateral places I think are extraordinarily interesting. And I think they're like, back to wheels, like they're really important wheels. They're extraordinarily important parts of the ecology, which is another word I like to use about social media. These are really important places, and I think more they're going to grow. And I think some of the tools around like tagging, you know, the tag clouds, other kind of tools that are emerging out of that space, they're really interesting. So all that has as part of the ecology, there's some really interesting energy there, and it's all the power of crowds, which is really good, you know, it's harnessing the intelligence of the crowd. So then we turn to the other spaces, which is, you know, say Facebook or MySpace. And maybe it's a generation thing, but, you know, I struggle with those guys.
Right.
MySpace, I just can't be bothered.
Yeah.
I just, not me, not here, go, and that's not interesting.
So where would we find you on the social media?
Yeah, I've got a Facebook page, but I have to say I'm not reluctant, I'm just sort of, I'm not a fully paid up member. Right. You know, I kind of just visit and everybody's saying, and I've got friends, you know, I do have a couple of friends, and it's quite nice when you get friends, that's friends. Good. And they put stuff on my wall, and that's just good, because I'm not sure I know how to do that. And I have put in some videos and stuff, but I always feel as if I'm a bit of a fraud with Facebook. You know,
really?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Because I don't take it seriously. I'm sure I could get a lot more out of it.
Yeah. But maybe that's what they're still developing that, and obviously with the advertising going on now.
But I think with Facebook, it's fair to say I've still got my training wheels on. You know? And I think a lot of people are like me. You know, they're still, okay.
Yeah. Now, is there a particular? So obviously, it's not Generation C, X, Y. There's all everybody's.
Yeah, I believe so.
Everybody's on social media.
Apart from X's.
X's.
Generation X, because I think they're really.
I'm a Generation X.
I know, but you see, you're interesting. I think half of Generation X are completely spoofing it.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so why would you say that?
I've got my own theory. You do not know your parents, right? Generation X are all in their 30s, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. And
that's me.
Yep. And
what's wrong with us?
Because you guys were supposed to be the ones who originally had computers, yeah? Okay, so you guys are supposed to know all about it. You know, internet, computers, buying. You're great. I'm totally sus. It's complete twaddle because. See, a lot of 35-year-olds, 34-year-olds, you know, a wee bit more, they're starting to get some really, you know, some of them are starting to really occupy key positions, you know, senior marketers and stuff. You know, they're really coming into their own in terms of career. So they're having to make decisions quite often around internet and around blogging, you know, marketing and stuff. And here's the secret.
What's the secret? I'm
They
dying to know.
they don't know what they're talking about.
Why? Where'd you get your facts from, Paul?
But you check it out. I've checked it out over and over again. You know why? It's because when they were at school,
Yeah.
it was only the geeky kids who were playing with the computers. They were far too cool to be touching computers. So they've come out the other end supposed to be knowing about computers, and in actual fact they don't. They've had to learn it just like everybody else.
Right.
And a lot of them are really just hiding the fact. And I'm actually being serious now.
I'm sort of, you're getting me, yeah.
There's some people in that generation who are actually really struggling to keep up because everybody thinks they're okay and they don't get them any help.
Yeah.
You know, they don't get the courses like the older ones get, you know, they're just expected to understand it and they don't. And they're making decisions based on a kind of fear,
Right.
which is back to the blogging thing, you know, they're trying to control stuff.
Right.
Whereas
That's
the younger generation know it's not like that.
Yeah.
And the older ones don't care.
Right.
Because if they break it, so what? It's not real. But I just love social media. I think we're just beginning to play with it.
Yeah. Okay.
And there's so much for us all to explore, especially professionally.
Yeah.
And I think writers and creatives,
Yes.
there's another part. They need to get over themselves as well and start realising that.
Who,
it's
the
just-
writers,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
creatives?
as creatives, and realise that this is their friend. You
Yeah.
know? You know, especially in television, film and television, they're the worst. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, most people in television they're terrified of new media as well. So they go, oh no, it's not
But
for
because
us.
look, this is you and I media, isn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah, yeah. I
So
mean,
anyone can be media.
yeah, but you're still going to, yeah, and anyone can be in media, but not everyone will be very good.
That's true. You're right.
There's still plenty of room for talent, and that's what I meant right back to the beginning about
Yeah.
blogging.
Yeah.
This is not something that you will immediately. This is not a bike, you know, like a bicycle. You go on, and once you've sorted it, that's it.
Yeah.
You've got. It's like everything else to do with creative. The better you are, the more you work, the more you practice. You know, the easier it gets. You know, and there's no substitute. Which is why, you know, the whole guilt thing about, you know, not blogging regularly. It's not because one has this, you know, sort of responsibility to one's audience. It's because do the work.
Yeah.
You got to do the work.
That's right.
And everybody in the sort of creative knows that. And new media or social media, there's no shortcuts. It's just more fun.
Okay, now let's talk about time, because a lot of people will probably say to listen to what you and I are talking about today, look, the whole social media thing is a total waste of time.
Yeah, yeah.
What would you say to them?
Nah. Life's a waste
No.
of time.
Life's a waste of time.
I mean, you live, you grow up, you die. You know, life's a waste of time. You know, it's a terminal disease. You got to do something. Yeah.
So it's not a waste of time.
Yeah.
So what about those who are, you know, really freaked out with, they want to account, especially organisations, if someone sort of hears this today and somehow
Yeah.
they go, look, I've got a lot to say, I would like to blog, I belong to this big organisation, and they say no, because it's a waste of time. You're supposed to do this, and these are your KPIs and that type of thing.
Well, it needs to be part of the KPI. You know, if the KPI is
Good.
about communicating the values of the company, you know, extending the audience, growing our customer base. I mean, it's not over there. That's what really. Your digital life isn't there, and your real life's here. It's just another way of expressing your own joy of being yourself.
Right.
It's just a conversation.
Okay.
And if you're out on the water cooler not talking crap while you should be in there doing some work, well, it doesn't matter if that's the digital water cooler or if it's the real one, you're still focus.
Okay. Focus. Yeah, because we get that a lot sometimes.
Yeah,
Waste of time.
and they're quite right, you know.
Yeah, but it can be, but yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, last question.
Okay.
If New Zealand was listening to you right now and you want to tell them about something about social media that you think is important for us now and in the future of personal lives, and also for us as our economy in the business world, what would you say?
I think I would say if you do know what it means, then start something of your own, okay? If you don't know what it means, come and find out.
Right.
It's about having a richer digital life. It's about being creative, and it's about being curious. but it's with other people. All it is a bunch of tools that help you scratch your curiosity and share it with other people. That's what I would say.
Excellent. Thank you.
Thank you.
Talking to Paul Reynolds, one of the managing directors from McGovern Online. Helen Smith is also the other managing director. Great to have you. Thank you so very much.
Thanks. Yep, it was a pleasure.
See ya.
Bye.
Don't let the fun stop here. Subscribe to Jump In and get every new episode as soon as it comes out. Jump In is part of the Blueberry Podcast Network. Find out more at blueberry.com.